All right, y'all, ain't no half stepping with Marcus J is live. We in the building, getting ready to have another live hot show for y'all. We got a lot to get into tonight. We got our clairvoyant medium, Shayna Latia, in the building. I got my co-host in the building. I got my big bruh in the building, and we are awaiting the arrival of our brothers from Future World of Israel. We're going to be talking about a whole lot of stuff. We're going to be talking about nationality, salvation for Israel, black on black crime. We got a lot to get into. And you looked at the calendar. Some of you didn't go to work today, but some of you did. Today is King Day, so we're going to talk about that as well. We're glad you're here. We got the phone lines open. It's a lot to get to. Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J is live right now.
It's about that time. It's about that time to get.
Button your lip, open your ears, strap on your thinking cap. Socially conscious talk that's entertaining with a dash of humor and the top sports stories of the week. It's time for Ain't No Half Steppin' with Marcus J.
Sellers has Jordan. Jordan with 2 seconds to go. Puts it up and scores at the buzzer. Michael Jordan has won it for Chicago. Manning lobs it. Burris alone. Touchdown, New York.
Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. He hits one deep to right center. That ball is out of here. The Yankees win the pennant.
If they lying, then they must be half stepping. Ain't no half stepping when Marcus J is live, and we are in the building. Be down with us tonight. 804-402-2893. Be part of the flagship show right here live from the Den of Legacy Internet Radio. We thanking everybody who is joining us here tonight. We appreciate those folks that are listening to us live on TuneIn. We appreciate those folks that are listening to us live on Streamer. Of course, we're thanking those folks listening to the replays right now on YouTube as well as on iTunes, our podcast form. It's because y'all rock with us every week. That's why we rolling with y'all. We appreciate it. 804-402-2893 is the number to dial to be a part of the discussion. So I want to get everybody in that's in the room. Of course, our brothers from the Future World of Israel, they're en route. They'll be in the next segment. So we appreciate you folks who are listening, who want to hear from them, brothers. They will be here. We appreciate you checking in with us. But we're going to go around the room and make sure that everyone is properly introduced and represented. You hear this brother every single third Monday of the month. He's my big brother and yours. We got Big Bro Joe is up in this joint. What's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, Marcus J?
How you doing, brother?
You know, it's a wonderful day. Got a time for reflection. Got a little bit of time off today, but to reflect. You know, I was able to take my son and do a few things out there and teach him a little bit of black history.
Word.
In the month of January, you know, because we don't get enough black history in that short month. So, we had to start early.
Yeah, I can dig it. Well, I'm glad to have you. I'm glad you had an opportunity to spend some time with my godson and whatnot. So it's a good thing when you're here. We appreciate you being here. We're going to have a lively show tonight. I'm sure we will. Keeping the mics and the mics moving around the room, getting everybody introduced. You hear the sister when we have an opportunity to have her with us. She was here with us last week. She's with us this week. She is our clairvoyant medium. She is our sister Shayna Latia. What's up, sis?
Hey.
How you doing?
I'm doing good.
You all right?
Today is a good day.
Today is a good day? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you feeling good?
I feel good. I had to work.
Yeah, I think I had to work as well. Big Bro didn't work. He was chilling with his little homie. But you and I, we was on the grind today.
That's what we do.
Okay, keeping it around, keeping it moving. He is our everyman. He's our photographer. He's our stenographer. He's our whatever we need him to be. He's my brother, Mr. 3375. My brother Jay is up in this joint. What's up, bro?
What's going on, man? How you feeling today?
I'm doing good, man. Did you work today?
I was off, but I was still working.
Yeah. See what I'm saying?
I was off, but I'm still working.
See what I'm saying?
You know?
He was off, but he was still working.
Yeah,
Well,
I had a lot of things I had to take care of business-wise. You know, I was last week I said I was doing some investments, so I got some business meeting coming up that can probably benefit all of us at Legacy. So,
well, I'm definitely. I mean, if you got something that is going to benefit us at Legacy and Net Radio, then I definitely want to hear about it. So when you're ready to talk, I'm definitely ready to hear about it.
Exactly.
And whatnot. So real quick, because we're going to talk about this more later on when the Brothers of the Future World of Israel join us. But real quick, we know what today is. Tonight's show is dedicated to the legacy of the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., who we know is the man who we're honoring today. And so really quick, I just want to kind of get everybody to just share very briefly what their thoughts are on the man. We'll be playing excerpts from his speeches throughout the night in lieu of our normal musical interludes. We'll be kind of, listening to his words. Today's show is dedicated to him. So, big bro, we're going to start with you. Like I said, we're going to have more to say about Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King later on in the show. But just opening statements on the brother. What's your thoughts, man?
My first thoughts are visionary. That's the very first word that pops into my mind. Is a visionary, is a teacher, is a person who would rather give than receive. And that's one of the things, like school doesn't do it justice anymore. I mean, we have the holiday, yes, but we don't. School to me doesn't do it justice. Like I said, I talked to my little man today, and I just asked him, who is Dr. Martin Luther King? And he kind of looked at me. Not that he was like, well, Dad, we went to see his statue. I'm like, yeah, we did, but what did he do, son? And I was sitting there with Pops Jay. I was sitting there with the old man, and he kind of looked around and he broke down the history for him because that was Pop's era. So he kind of broke down the history for him, and just sit there and watch little Jay sit there and pick up on some of the things his old Pops was saying. It was like, okay. So it's not lost on our kids. We have to make sure that we're talking to them, teaching them, letting them understand. Kids are stupid. They can play these video games and break out and stuff and find more stuff than we can on the internet. But just to sit down and talk to our kids, I'm going to just say that. Martin Luther King, the visionary.
Hey, don't have Steppin with Marcus J. live from the Den. Legacy Internet Radio. The phone lines are already hopping. Caller, you on the live line with us. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from? What you want to get in on?
Peace to everybody in the studio. This is your man K-Dub calling from Georgia. What's good in the hood, everybody?
What's going on, brother? So our brother K-Dub is on the live
line. What's going on?
So,
hey, I just wanted to just jump in real quick before it started getting hot and heavy up in there. Today, and the subject is Dr. King, and today I was fortunate enough to actually participate in the MLK, the annual MLK parade here in Atlanta, up historic Auburn Avenue. For those that's actually watching TNT right now, they're doing a little bit of the pregame in that particular area of Auburn Avenue. And today, man, I just got to kick it with a lot of different people, from the 5 percenters to the Black Lives Matters to a lot of the stars and squares that were participating in the event. And I just want to call in and I want to tell people that it's more than just one day. I learned a lot of things, and I'm 40 years old. I learned different things today in regards to not just Dr. King, really, but more of the historical area of Auburn Avenue. Talking with a number of people, talking with a number of business owners and stuff like that. And I'll just say this, and I know Marcus J, this is nothing that's new to you. But today I found out, which I kind of knew, but I got more honed down. And today I found out that in regards to our money circulating in our neighborhoods, and when I say our neighborhoods, I'm referring to Auburn Avenue of Atlanta, Georgia, different parts of Compton, California, Greensboro, North Carolina, even all the way back to Tulsa, Oklahoma. Found out that today within Auburn Avenue at one particular point, money would exchange and circulate in this particular area anywhere from 9 to 11 times over. And right now, they're lucky if it circulates once. in these particular areas that was mostly African American and thriving businesses. A lot of the businesses are not, they don't look like us. There are businesses that are coming back, but they don't look like us. And it's kind of poignant if you relate that to the situation. I'm sure you're going to talk about the Academy Awards. We're looking for other people's approval in order to recognize our brightest and our greatest. I can't really say that I called it for one specific thing, but I just wanted to share that Dr. King, he put us at a particular point, and a lot of our other leaders put us at a particular point, but, it's on us. It's on us, and it's on our younger generation, and it's on us to actually pass down that history. Just real quick before I get off, a lot of you know that the Atlanta Falcons are moving to the Dome. Well, their new dome is actually across the street from where they're currently playing, and they had to knock down 2 churches. And what a lot of people don't know is that one of those churches was the basement of that particular church was was where Spelman and Morehouse colleges first started out and had their classes. So now they're about to put this dome there, and granted, that particular piece of history is gone, and it's going to basically be upon us to let the younger generation know that at one particular time, this is where, these things happen. And unfortunately, we're not able to take them back. We'll probably have to say, on the 20-yard line, that's where the church was. But those are just little nuggets of history that I think that we need to pass down to our younger generation so that they can continue to pass that down to even their younger generation, because we can't rely on just the books to tell us our history.
I could dig it, man. I could dig it. I'm glad that you were there. I'm glad that you were able to experience that and be right there in the man's hometown. We know there's celebrations all over the nation, but for you to be in his hometown, in his hood, so to speak, to be participating in that celebration, that's ground zero for it. So I wish that I was there, and I'm glad that you were able to be there, and I appreciate you coming to the show tonight and sharing it with us, brother. Keep on listening,
no doubt.
Man. We got a lot to get into tonight, so we're going to let you roll, but we appreciate it, brother. Be cool.
All right, now, peace.
All right, ain't no how stepping with Marcus J. live from the Den, Legacy Internet Radio. Shayna, we were going around the room and just kind of opening up real quick about just kind of opening thing on the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King. We know today is King Day. Just initial thoughts on the brother before we go and speak with the brothers from the future world of Israel.
Wow.
It's a lot, right?
No, I'm talking about you. Let me tell y'all something. I just left work. Marcus caught me at work. Okay? He bamboozled me. No, he didn't.
I didn't lead you astray, though.
You never do. Oh, my goodness. Dr. Martin Luther King was a visionary, like he said. He was just a great spirited man. Like, his energy attracted so many people. Like, energy is attracting. And he just really used all his positive energy to change a whole era. And I think that is amazing.
Mr. 3375, what's your thoughts, brother?
I think, like everybody else, he was a visionary. He did so much for the community. We wouldn't be where we at now. We won't be here, all us brothers, right now, doing what we do for the world if it wasn't for him and the other leaders. So, I appreciate that. His words still live today, not only on his birthday, but 365 days a year. So, and like Joe said, man, we got to teach our kids, the history, the black history, because the schools is not teaching it to them.
I can dig it. Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. live from the Den, Legacy Internet Radio. I'll certainly say a whole lot more later on in the show with regards to the day that we're celebrating, the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day here in the United States. The one thing that I just will kind of lead off with is to implore folks to not feed into the fairy tale of Martin Luther King. People tend to romanticize the man with regards to some of his rhetoric with the turn the other cheek and nonviolence and all of that kind of stuff. But the truth is, you know, I have every reason to believe that this was a real dude who showed the kind of restraint that is unmatched. And the strength and the power that it took for him to know that the world was after him, and he still went about his business making sure that not only black folk, but just people in general, poor people, you know, because remember, he was in Memphis for the sanitation workers when they assassinated, when the government, United States government, had him killed. You know, this was a dude who was for the people. And, you know, I think that that's very noble, and I think that's something that's missing upon this current generation. When you look at civil rights leaders, I don't even know if we should even call them that, but the people who, I guess, sort of took up the mantle after he was murdered by the United States government, they was all a bunch of scared Negroes because they didn't want to end up like him. And so you have to look at the fact that he put the people ahead of anything else. So we'll talk more about that later on in the show, but I want to take our first break of the night. And when we come back, I'm going to introduce to you guys, well, reintroduce, because you guys have heard them here on Ain't No Half Steppin' with Marcus J, live from the Den of Legacy Internet Radio, our brothers from the future world of Israel. We're going to have them on. We're going to talk about a whole bunch of stuff. I look forward to bringing them to you. Marcus J and the crew, Ain't No Half Steppin' with yours truly. We'll be back in a few minutes. We got a few words from a dreamer.
Holistic care for the mind, body, and spirit. Free Spirit Enterprises, LLC is a parent company for Organic Creations, Jewelry by Design, Miller Publishing, and Consultation Services. Organic Creations offers you the best in natural, homemade skin and hair care products. Jewelry by Design allows you, the customer, to design your own jewelry as it is custom made just for you. Thinking of self-publishing a book or novel? Check out Miller